Well, could you just give us an update on how camp's going, just in general?
Yeah, camp's going really well. A lot of new talent with our freshman class. I was telling Coach Newman earlier, I think this is, just top to bottom, this is our best class we've had yet. A lot of great size and speed from the offensive line to the skill positions. Excited about these guys. Just the big question is going to be is how quickly can they learn and be able to retain the playbook and execute at a high level. But this group's been fun to watch.
You said the hardest part was going to be getting through that first week and through the soreness, so how are they looking week 2 now?
We're at a tough point, and that's what we talked about today, and it started to get a little bit hotter on us today. This is a point where we got to try to mentally fight through, especially for those young guys. Lots weighing on them right now, being away from home. Big playbook on them, coach yelling at them, and trying to make sure that they're doing everything perfect. And this is a tough time, and that's something that we talk about. Try to encourage them just to stay positive, but to win in the details. And we get to the meetings this afternoon that they're locked in, they're focused, and we're just trying to get a little bit better every day.
Back to the quarterbacks. Do you still plan on naming one on Saturday, the starter?
I sure hope so. I mean, that's what I would like.
Okay, so we may not even be able to name a starter on Saturday, though.
The plan on Saturday is that they'll have reps with the ones. If one has separated themselves by then, and I'm not sure we're at that point, hopefully after that day, we really want to get locked in with our depth chart and have the remaining couple of weeks to start focusing in on Texas Southern with a group of guys that are going to take the field snap one. That's the idea.
How important is having this scrimmage out in Midland? We talked about it that first press conference, but you mentioned expanding UTPB's reach out to different cities, so how important is this scrimmage?
I think it's big. I think it's good for our kids to, and again, a good portion of our kids are from Midland, to kind of take them back home. That's their home stadium. And just for us to say that, we're UT Permian Basin, it's important. It's important to have a presence everywhere and not just be lip service. I'm excited to get over there. It's a great stadium, as is Ratliff, and I know our Midland kids are excited to go back there and play at home.
Yeah,
That's all I got.
that's what I was gonna ask.
Thanks.
Thank you.
And the defense kicked our butt today.
All right, Coach Martin, I asked Coach was it Saturday if there's like another John O'Kelly this year on the defensive side of the ball that just completely comes onto the scene. Do you feel like there's a guy on defense that's really just wowed you that first week?
Not really. In general, the whole defense has wowed all of us. The effort has been great, and John came on towards the middle of the season with the way that he played last year. So hopefully we have a guy that can come in and do that. We hope all the guys who get to play at that level. He plays at a very high level, so we want all the guys to play same caliber as he does.
Defensive line was probably the biggest area of loss from last year. Do you feel like the guys that are under them have kind of stepped up and come to the plate?
Most definitely. LaDadrian Glasker has come in and done a great job. He got some reps last year as a true freshman. This will be his sophomore year, and he's done a great job. And then the guys who we signed and are trying to replace those guys from last year have come in and done a really great job. Just being assignment sound and starting to understand the playbook.
Any freshman guys that have really stepped up?
We've had a few. Jaquez Tyler at the corner position has come in and done a great job getting his hands on the ball every day. We'd like him to catch him more often than the past couple of days than he has, but he's done a really great job. The whole back end of the freshmen, this whole signing class of freshmen have done a great job on both sides of the ball and coming in and making plays. So we're excited about where they're at.
He's got more interceptions than anybody in camp so far. So yeah, I'm happy how many he's held on to.
He's dropped a couple of guys.
That's all I got.
Coach, what else have been your biggest takeaways from your unit from this first few weeks of practice?
Effort, great effort. They might not always get their assignment right, but they're going 100 miles an hour, and they're getting places fast. And effort can make up for a lot of things. And we're excited about their effort. And once we start to become assignment perfect, that effort will carry over, and it's going to be scary to watch.
Good. Okay. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
All right, Coach Miskuma, if you'll just give a little preview of your upcoming seasons for both your men's and women's teams.
Today was the second day of practice. Cross country is all belt in summer. Champions are won in summer. So yesterday we could see who did the work over the summer. Some didn't do it, but our first cross country meet is in Abilene, and it's September 1st. It's 2 hours from here. People can come and watch. It's cross country is different from other teams. It's all about personal, individual effort. All we do is just chase the wind. Whoever crosses first is the winner. Last year we were supposed to be 9th in Lone Star Conference, but we came third for the women, for the men. Women, we kind of, I don't know whether it's a good term to use, but we stunk. But anyway, I'm sorry to use that word. But this year is a different year. Let bygone be bygone. Forget about the past. 2017 is gone. 2018 is going to be a good year. I added 3 juniors from JUCO who can come and help the girls, and also added 1 JUCO from Ranger College who is also going to be better than me. The other number 4 I lost. So we're looking forward to a good year. The most important thing is for them to be injury-free, and if they continue training hard, there's nothing impossible. You know, me as a coach, I'm thinking we can win the Lone Star Conference, but I don't know. All my goals are based on 18-year-olds. So I don't know what they are planning, but my encouragement to them is to try and see if we can win.
Is there anyone in particular you think is going to stand out this year and do really well?
I know Nicholas Whitcott. He was my number 1 last year. I'm looking at he's going to be in the top 5 in conference. Jesse Martinez, he trained so hard over the summer. He looked good yesterday. Ruben Guerra is a local Midland kid. He told me this past summer when his teammate, who is at KU now, came 4th at the NCAA Division I, he said, "Coach, I'm going to be next." So who knows what his plans are.
Coach, on your men's side, after last year qualifying for South Central Regional, just tell us how y'all have been able to kind of use that, as added motivation going into this season.
You know, coming season last year, it was kind of surprising, because even me as a coach, yes, we did well throughout the season, but to come third at the Lone Star Conference, it was something that I didn't anticipate, but the kids worked so hard. Then we went to regionals. They were 17th out of 28 teams. And when you look at our South Central region, it's not easy, because we are with all those guys from Adams State, Colorado Mines. You know, those guys train in high altitude. Coming down here in Canyon, they did what they were supposed to do.
That's all I got.
What's the excitement level like for y'all going into the season?
What's what?
What's the excitement level like for both men's and women's teams going into the season?
The what?
Excitement level.
The excitement level, like I said, 2 days of practice has showed me that, you know, some of the kids did extremely well over the summer. And then those who didn't do well, who didn't train over the summer, probably they will try to catch up with the ones who are ahead of the pack. But like I said, me as a coach, I cannot lie to you. I'm so excited about the team coming and the people who are new to this program who are coming. So the most important thing is, first and foremost, what I told them yesterday was to win. Our first day of practice, we were already crowned as champions. But now it will depend on how we maintain that championship. It's the same way when you're in the class. The first day of class, you have A before you even take the exam. But I'm excited about the 2018 season. And if you don't watch us, follow us, and look at the results.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, next up is Edmonds soccer coach Dennis Peterson.
Fire away.
All right, Coach, why don't you just talk about your incoming team and your expectations for this year?
I actually have a big variety of 20 returning players, 16 new players. So there's going to be a lot of competition for spots. Some of the returning players are going to have to work hard trying to hold off some of those new players. In our particular conference, we're still part of the Heartland Conference, we're not part of the Lone Star Conference. So we have to deal with the RMAC conference as well as our conference to get any regional playoff spots. So my schedule this year, I actually made it as hard as physically possible. So our first 4 games are actually against RMAC conference opponents. So we'll know pretty quickly where we stand.
Why do you do that though? Why do you decide to set up a schedule where, you know, right off the bat, you guys are playing your toughest opponents?
Want to know what we have. That's the best way to find out. I mean, we're playing a 12-win team and another 12-win team in the first 2 games this year. They are at home, so you can come and watch.
Good.
What's the team think of the tough schedule? Did they say anything about it?
They were all for it. They're all for it. I mean, you know, in the past we might play a D3 school or an NAIA school or something like that, and just to kind of get our feet wet, stuff like that. But this year we're just going for it.
Coach, how do you carry on the momentum that you ended the season with last year?
Oh, wow. Well, I mean, I think with the new players that I brought in, with the nucleus of the returners that we have, our team's going to be, you know, I never want to jinx them, but I think we're going to be much stronger than we were last year. We brought in some better finishers, a couple more defenders. We brought in a defender from Australia that's really strong. He's going to really help us out. And we brought in some guys that play on either right or left wing that are going to be big-time finishers. We've got to replace our #1 scorer in the conference. So we had to bring in some people that are able to put the ball in the net, and I think we did that.
Who are some of those guys that you're going to look to step up and take those roles?
The outside back from Australia is somebody that we're really counting on. I'm going to mispronounce his name for sure. Tom, I believe is how you say it. Santi Morales from California. He's a JUCO transfer. He was really big on his team. Andrew Perez, another center back defender that's really going to come in and help us out a lot. Andrew Carlisle, he's a D2 transfer. He's played at a really high level, played in the LA Galaxy Academy, so he's going to come in and really make a big difference for us. And then, of course, our returners, we still have 3 or 4 guys that had 5, 6, 7, 8 goals last year.
Guys got anything?
How's it felt to get going to finally get on the practice field this past few weeks?
Well, yes, just like cross country, yesterday was our first official day, and we always have a timed, 2-mile run that they have to do, and usually I can tell if they did anything over the summer just by that result, and out of 35 players, only 4 missed their time, so I was pretty happy with that. They're sore right now, but they'll get over it.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Thanks, Coach.
You bet. Thank you.
All right,
just
next
wrote the
up
first
is
day of
middle
the
basketball coach Josh Newman. He's going to talk about his incoming class and then 2018-19 schedule.
Everybody's going to be distracted. The food just showed up. So, obviously, last time I was here, a lot has changed. We actually have a roster, have staff, so I'm actually excited about that. We've currently signed 9 guys. We're still adding hopefully 2 to 3 more before school starts. But my staff is in place. Zane Gibson and AJ Holland both came from UAFS with me. They've been on the job for a couple weeks now as well, so it's exciting. Everything is starting to fall into place. Like I said, I have a roster. We don't know what kind of team we have yet, because this will be the first time in about 2 weeks that we actually put them all together, so it's going to be pretty fun. We're kind of also excited about our schedule. So we were very fortunate. Coach Rodney Terry is the new coach at UTEP, and his very first game will be against us, which is our first game. So the first game of his career and my career in the Permian Basin will be against each other on November 6th. So playing against UTEP is a great opportunity for the region, for his program, my program. It's pretty exciting. We also added another Division I exhibition game versus Pacific, which is out in Stockton, California. I like to try to take my teams somewhere every year, kind of like an educational experience. And so when we go out and play Pacific, we'll actually go out to San Francisco, spend a day out there, go to Alcatraz, and kind of open up these guys' experience to something they've never had before. It can be very educational as well as a team bonding atmosphere. Our schedule, besides the exhibition games, is pretty much set. We have a lot of really tough games on the road. Coach Newman gave me that opportunity to challenge my team right off the bat. I think our first 4 games are all on the road. 2 in the RMAC, going to Colorado, and then we go down to Laredo to play 2 Heartland teams, which obviously we're familiar with. Then we'll play another team out of the Heartland Lubbock Christian. So our 5 non-conference games versus Division II opponents are all on the road. So that's kind of exciting. Challenge us as well as play some of my former foes, I guess. So, what questions you have for me? Because I don't know much about my team, but we do have a roster coming together.
Any guys that you're particularly excited about on that roster?
Well, right now I'm excited about all of them. They haven't done anything wrong, so I'm excited. You know, we're trying to, when you put together the team, it's like a puzzle. And when we got the job June 14th, the puzzles, there's not a lot of pieces out there, so we wanted to find the right ones that fit our style, our system, and obviously UTPB. I think we've done that. We've got very fortunate. Zane and AJ have done a fantastic job. We found actually a couple of big guys, which late in the year, that's hard to do. But we found one young man, Maurice Walton, who's 6'9", about 305. Got to keep him away from Justin and the rest of the staff. And we also just signed another young man from Nigeria that's 6'8", 225. So we've added some bigger guys, but I really think our guards are going to be the key to our success, and we're excited about them.
What? Go ahead.
Bringing some guys over from Fort Smith. So knowing that you have guys that know what your style is, know what you expect, does that help you in that transition?
It's huge. So Kyrie Elder and Adam Rivera are 2 guys that played for me. They understand our culture. They understand our philosophy. They're going to be great in the locker room because they're going to have to tell the new guys, hey, just trust it, believe the process, and the process works. Because anytime you've got a new team, they're going to question things. They're going to kind of try to figure out, why are we doing this? What's the method to the madness? So those 2 guys will be, instrumental in everything that we try to do.
And Adam's from Amarillo, right?
Yeah.
Has he talked about coming back here to West Texas at all?
Yes, I think he's extremely excited. His parents are extremely excited.
Okay.
We always teased Adam when he was being recruited. We're like, hey, we're going to get you out of the wind. He's the Amarillo Sandies. You don't have to worry about that anymore. And we brought him right back to it. So, he's really excited. I think the Amarillo fan base is excited. And so when we added him to the roster, we got a lot more followers as well.
For you being able to play some of these Heartland Conference teams, especially when you guys are going to play them, I believe in 2019, am I right on that? That's when it converts over?
The merger.
So you're going to kind of get a taste of what that is kind of about, basically, in the Heartland. How great is that to kind of have that a preview year before?
Well, like you said, we played against all those guys before, and we've been very fortunate. We beat them all. So I don't know if that's good or bad. They might want a little revenge, but we're familiar. We know their style, we know their system, so that's going to be easy. Early in the year, though, everybody's trying to find out about their team. So sometimes your system, your style changes accordingly. So they're going to have their roots of what they do, and we kind of understand that. But we're going to be trying to figure out who we are. And that's going to be the biggest challenge for us. And as Coach talked about, you challenge your teams early because you want to find out who you are. And if you can build your team and go through some of the ups and downs, that's for the long haul, and that's kind of what we're trying to accomplish as well.
In your first couple months on the job, what's been the best part of the job and the worst part of the job, if you can go back and forth?
Well, the worst part is being away from family, honestly. Being out here for a month, I have a new family, but now finally have my family here with me, so that's been, very important. I get to sleep a little bit now. The first month on the job, there's not a lot of sleep when you got to find a whole new roster, get your staff, the schedule. But being here, honestly, has been great. The people have been warm. They've been they're reaching out to us in every way possible. And I'm just excited about, not just with athletics, about the university. the feel and the growth that you see, it's exciting. I really do believe that, you know, and still, as I did a month ago, that this is a diamond in the rough and there's an unbelievable amount of potential here in every aspect.
You mentioned it a little bit earlier, but you got here middle of June. What was it like to try to get a full roster in like 2 months, essentially?
Well, luckily, you know, you can make unlimited calls and free text messages now. It used to be when you couldn't do that. So the fact that my cell phone bill is free is great because we just burned up the phone lines. We called everybody we knew, reached out to contacts that we had, reached out to some new contacts. And it's one of those things where there are guys, and if you can find the right guys that find the right fit, you're going to be successful. But it is all about contact, especially that late in the game. You don't get to put your eyes on guys as much, so you're kind of a little blind faith when it comes to recruiting that late in the game.
Was it stressful?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Stressful because we want to maintain. You know, Andy Newman did a great job, and the last 2 years his team's been really good. And the excitement in the community, the wave, we want to ride that wave. We want to try to take it and make it bigger. So we want to continue to do what he's doing, or did, excuse me, but take it the next step farther. So, you know, it is stressful, but that's kind of what we do. This is the nature of athletics.